Hello and welcome back, you fine humans. My name is Dventrix, and today we'll be doing a map review of the map Fort Despair. Now, this map review is a little bit different than the ones I've done before. This time I'll have some gameplay side by side with this video, this perspective right here, to best give a visual of how this map goes down. So right here is the red spawn, as you can tell with the red thing, and over here is the green spawn. And this map is probably one of the smallest maps in the entire game, but I still feel like it's a very, very well designed map, which is crazy considering how small the map actually is. First off, we'll be going with our light tanks and our medium tanks. Now, the light tanks and medium tanks, especially if they're fast, will push up here and get behind this wall of cover right here on both sides, and then they'll fight around the central rock, and the central rock is right about here, and they'll use this wall of cover right here to protect themselves from incoming fire like that. And here we see where that position is on the actual map. Now, we spawned in the green number 1 spawn up here in the Type 59, and we are going to push forward. And this is what you do in the start of any battle where you have predominantly medium or light tanks. Not always, but you know, a good chunk of the time is that you'll push up here, you'll push hard right, kind of staying in the stitch. And if you're feeling aggressive, you're allowed to, or we can push up to this rock right here, and we can either side scrape off of it like we're doing here, or we can do a little bit of peekabooming and try to get some shots down this alley before the enemy team gets in there. The one word of caution I have is some tank destroyers can hide back there and do great amounts of damage, which isn't the best. You can also push up here if you're feeling really aggressive and get a little bit wider scope and still be protected from that wall over there. And while you're doing this, they usually have a brawl out there, and whoever controls this area over here is able to put sniping shots into another one of the most famous locations. If we move over to this building right here, this is an excellent spot for people on the green side to do some damage to the sniping TDs that are often hidden on that back ridge. You can see we can expose very little of our tank and still put some shots out there. If your team is mostly made out of lights and mediums and they all decide to go this way, it's very, very, very important in either your heavies or your tank destroyers to come and push up to these bushes right here. There's a little ridge and a lot of bushes behind this ridge right here, and you can get some excellent sniping shots into anyone going up into this area I like to call the Valley of Death. This Valley of Death is a no bueno zone, and you do not want to go by it at all. It is really, really detrimental. You'll pretty much be killed by anything instantly. And over here we have the green side bush camping area. Now, this camping area gets some pretty nice views into the Valley of Death, and it also allows for some great shots over across the ditch. Now, this area is extremely powerful if you have like a tank destroyer or a heavy tank and your entire team decides to go on this far flank. Now, here is the one on the red side, pretty much the same thing. You get some great views, but this one you get a little bit better views over at the rocks, so I think this side's a little bit more powerful in this regard. But let's say it's the opposite thing. Let's say that your team is mostly comprised out of heavy tanks or big, bulky TDs. Well, you can go over here and side scrape off these two rocks on this side right over here. If you have a team of mostly heavies, it's very, very, very powerful to push along here from your spawn and go into these little dirt mounds, these little rubble mounds right here. And you can do some excellent side scraping shots across. You can get into both alleys, and you can hide yourself pretty effectively from both incoming fire. This area provides a lot of good corner fighting, a lot of good close combat stuff will happen right there. And if you're light or medium tank, it's very, very helpful to either do a quick flank and go up over here. A quick flank is one where you don't go around the entire map, but you just try to get behind the enemy tanks, go behind here and try to put flanking shots in, like so. Or if you are a medium tank, it's a little bit daring, but you can bolt across the middle and try to get into this area and try to shoot down this way. I do not recommend that unless there is no one hiding up here in these spots right here. I'll highlight them in yellow. These spots, they're these little elevated positions, as you will see, and it's very easy to get shots down into either this area or just anywhere here. And this is kind of a Valley of Death Part 2. Valley of Death Part 2, no bueno. Now, if we come up to these little fort encampments right here, this spot is extremely good in the right circumstances. You can expose just your turret, and some hull down tanks do exceedingly well in this position. You can stop a lot of enemy movements, and you can get some shots into the Valley of Death Part 2. And on the other side, here is the other encampments, the other fort part. Now, this side, I believe, is a little bit more powerful since you can come up to this middle one, get some shots across to the normal camping spots, and get some great shots into the little corner fighting area. Let's say that you have tank destroyers. Tank destroyers not so much heavily armored. If your team is light tanks or medium tanks, go over to these areas over here. And if your team is mostly heavy tanks, it could be very helpful to either hide over in this area right here, this area here, to try to protect your team from that counterattack right there. And if you sit down here, you can get shots up into the cap circle or shots down to the Valley of Death, which could be very helpful either way. Now, kind of a mid-flank goes to about this area on the map. There's lots and lots of buildings to cover, or to hide you, and there's lots and lots of great shots to shoot into the cap area, and also shoot into the Valley of Death Part 2, and it's close to a lot of other areas. Something else that is also very, 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 very powerful if you're in the right tank, let's say a Type 59. But if you're in a fast tank that can go hold down, it is so incredibly powerful. Probably one of these best spots in the map. Is to flank up, do a quick flank, and hide right here. And you may be asking, oh, well, that seems really stupid, but just wait until I get into the game and I show you what it's like there. This spot is the best hold down spot because you have a wall on this side, you have a wall right here, you have a wall right here, and you have a ridge right here. Same on this side too. And if you can get your tank into this little area I like to call the golden hot zone right there, if you can get your tank in there, like a Type 59, you will bounce every single shot that comes towards you, and you'll be able to get incredible damage, and you'll be in the cap circle capping. It's probably the most powerful map. Now, right here, we are driving up to one of my favorite spots, my little campy spots on this map right here, and it's this little hold down area. And now in tanks like the Type 59, this is extremely powerful because you have a wall to your left and a wall to your right, and a ridge in front of you. You can get some great shots on tanks as they move around, and here is the same spot on the left side. I believe the left side is a bit more powerful since you can get a lot easier shots into the camping area. But that area, this little mound area, is so overpowered. The only thing that this is contingent upon is that the enemy team doesn't flank you either from this side or from that side. That's very, very important. So it's good to have, you know, a strong wall either here or some couple tank destroyers back here to help protect your flank, and either a strong movement down here or a couple of tank destroyers or tanks right here to protect you. But that spot is so powerful, and I would recommend it to really any tank that can go hold down. Even slower tanks like a T-29, if you're able to get to that position, it's like the best position of all time. So anyways, I believe that is the map review of this. I actually think Fort Despair is a pretty fun map, even though it is so small. Anyways, my name is Dventrix. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all later.